And it is that simple. Here's another way to full port CPI. So what I like to do is instead of setting my orders on top and on bottom 30 points away, I like to actually enter a few seconds or a minute before CPI gets released. Now you're probably thinking, well, that's a 50-50 gamble. Actually, it's kind of not. Here's why. You can see prices clearly displacing higher, and if I scroll out here, you can see that we have these relative equal highs that we are currently going toward. We also have this New York session high and this London session high that we are most likely going toward. Now you're probably wondering, well, there's so much stacked lows and relative equal lows down here. Why wouldn't I short this? Look at the overall trend. We are obviously bullish and we are displacing toward 2 session highs and session lows. So we don't really want to be we don't want to be fighting that trend, right? So what I then do is I enter longs, I put my stop at the candle body low, and I target the draw on liquidity, just like that. Now, if the candle that you entered on is very small, I recommend dragging your stop and placing it behind a fair value gap or another sort of PD array. You don't want price to accidentally fill you, stop you out, and then quickly reverse in your direction. And you can see this plays out right here. Sorry for the quick chart color change. We had to switch to a different platform. So you can see this is CPI right here. It immediately displaces higher. Why do we displace higher? Now look at the overall trend. We're actually bearish. So why don't we short in this scenario? Well, that's because the nearest draw is just so far away. And looking at this chart, we can clearly see we are right here. There is so much stacked low resistance liquidity to the upside. I would prefer to take longs from this position. We're also in OTE, or we tapped equilibrium of this whole leg up right here. So we would enter longs right here. And in this scenario, this is what I was talking about with the small candle that you enter on. I would probably hide it right here underneath that fair value gap, or underneath this bigger candle right here. Something that gives us a little bit of room. And then I would target previous draws on liquidity. You can see that that trade played out quite nicely. This is another CPI right here. This actually did not go well. Again, the past few CPIs, again, it hasn't been great, right? In this scenario, you probably would have lost because overall trend is bearish, but so much draws to the upside and no good draws lower. So I'd probably long this right here with my stop right here. Definitely would have got railed on that. Again, it's a high probability thing. It's not a guaranteed thing, right? So hopefully you guys learned something from this. You guys can use this if you would like. Go ahead and back test this, see what I'm talking about. I will see you guys next time.